Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishali Kikan and we are discussing the optical communication. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the graded index fiber in the optical communication. I hope you all have seen the previous video where I discussed about the step index fiber. Right, so if you are through with that video, so let's start discussion about the graded index fiber. So as the name suggests, the graded index fiber is having the profile of the refractive index of the core and cladding, which is not like a step. In the previous case where I was denoting the refractive index profile, I showed you the refractive index profile was similar to the step. Right, we all know the step function, but here the refractive index profile would be different. Now it is graded. What does this word graded mean? So here let's start with the discussion like the way we started in the previous case. The refractive index of the core. The refractive index of the core is here not constant. In the previous case I said the refractive index of the core was constant equal to n1, but here I will say it is a function of r. What is r? R is the distance from the fiber axis, right? The fiber axis is at the center of the core. So now the refractive index change if I change the distance from the center of the core. So now here inside the core the refractive index is not constant. But on the other hand, if I talk about the refractive index of the cladding, it is constant and it is equal to n2. So this is the basic difference in between the step index fiber and the graded index fiber. In the step index fiber we had the refractive index of the core which was constant, which was equal to n1, but here it is a function of the distance from the core axis, right? So now how I can represent the refractive index mathematically? So we can represent it with the help of refractive index profile, and refractive index profile is represented as n of r, which is denoting the change of the refractive index with respect to the distance from the fiber axis. So now let's understand the n of r when r is lesser than a, which means I am inside the core where a is the core radius. When a is the core radius and the distance from the fiber axis is lesser than a, which means I am inside the core. When I am inside the core, n of r can be represented as n1 under root 1 minus 2 delta r upon a raised to power alpha, right? So here you can see if I change r, I will be having the different refractive index. Now refractive index when r is greater than equal to a, it is given by simply n1 under root 1 minus 2 delta, right? So this is, if I simplify it, because delta, what is delta over here? Delta is relative refractive index. We have already talked about it in the previous classes. So what is the formula of delta? So I am writing it fully so that people will not get confused. Now, what is the formula of delta? It is n1 square minus n2 square upon 2 n1 square. So let's put the value of delta over here and you will be finding out that it will come out to be equal to n2. Okay, so now when it comes out equal to n2, which means we have a constant refractive index, it does not depends upon r. So from here also I have verified that the refractive index of the cladding is constant, and alpha is over here, it is profile parameter, right? So if I change the alpha, you can see over here, if I change the alpha, we are going to change the profile, right? So how we are changing it? If alpha is 1, we are going to have the linear profile. So when I put alpha is equal to 1 over here, the refractive index of the core will be varying linearly. It will be reaching the maximum over here at the center of the core. So this is the core axis. Right, at the center of the core it is going to reach its maximum value and it is going to decay here linearly till it reaches the cladding, and here at the cladding it will be having the value equal to n2, right? So now here at the cladding it is having this n2 value. I am putting n2 over here. right? So now when I put alpha is equal to 2, so here you can see we have got a parabolic profile for alpha is equal to 2. Now if I increase the alpha, the profile is going to look like this. So for alpha is equal to 10, the profile is going to follow this red type of structure. The refractive index at the center of the core, at the core axis, obviously the refractive index is going to reach its maximum value, and now when alpha is equal to infinity, it is going to follow the step index profile. So I hope you understood how alpha is varying and how it is going to give me the different profiles if I change the alpha. Now some of you might be confused that which alpha we have to work upon. So the refractive index of the core is varying and we have to choose the alpha, the best alpha in which I am going to get the best result. So the best alpha is alpha at 2. So now whenever I put alpha is equal to 2, I am going to get the parabolic profile. And I am going to get the optimum results whenever I am giving alpha is equal to 2. So whenever alpha is not specified, I am going to choose alpha is equal to 2. By default it is chosen to be 2 because I am going to get the optimum results when alpha is 2 or when I am getting the parabolic profile. So the refractive index of the core is going to vary with respect to profile parameter, maximum at center. Right, so I hope you understood all of these things. So now here you can see I have taken the alpha is equal to 2, I have taken the parabolic profile, this is my cladding with the refractive index N2, and here I have plotted the N2. Now this is the refractive index inside the core and it is reaching up to its maximum value and decreasing with the help of the parabolic profile, and you can see these are the various rays, the various modes which are propagating here inside the core. So this is going to show me the ray 1, the ray 2 and the ray 3. So you can see even though the ray 1, the ray 2 and ray 3 are all of them are having the different paths for their propagation, but all of them are reaching the fiber axis at the same time. Now this ray 1 is traveling the lowest distance from here up to this point, from the fiber axis point to the fiber axis point, the ray 1 is traveling the least distance, but it will be having the lowest velocity. The ray 2 is traveling more distance, but it will be having the higher velocity. The higher the path of the ray, the higher will be its velocity. So the ray 3 will be having the maximum velocity, and thus all of them are reaching the fiber axis at the same time. So this is how the dispersion in between all of them. So intermodal dispersion will be less because all of them are having the different angle of incidence, due to which they will be having the different modes. And now if they are reaching the fiber axis at the same time, there will be no intermodal dispersion. So now the ray traveling near to the axis will be having the lesser velocity because it is traveling the least distance. Now the ray which is traveling away from the axis will be having the highest velocity. It is traveling the highest distance. So now what happens? Now this is my axis of the core. This is the core axis. Now I am sending a wave over here. So you can see now the wave is inside this core, and as soon as it is reaching the different refractive index, so these layer represents the different refractive index inside the core. This is my cladding, right? So here we have N2 and here we have the different refractive index, and from here up to this point I have considered the refractive index to be similar. So the ray is traveling in a straight line path, and then here it will be bending away from the normal, and this is how it will be reaching this point, right? Again it will be bending away from the normal, it will be reaching this point, away from the normal, and it will be reaching this point, and this is how it is going to follow a parabolic profile inside the core. So you can see whenever I am changing the path traveled by the ray, or whenever I have the parabolic path, the phases and the dispersion losses will be compensated. So the refractive index variation inside the core is going to compensate the phase and the dispersion losses. So we can say here the dispersion losses would be less, and when the dispersion losses would be less, I can say the bandwidth is higher in this case. So although multiple modes are propagating over here, then also the bandwidth is higher in this case, because here you can see we are compensating for the phase and the dispersion losses because of the refractive index variations. And now even though the modes are present, the dispersion losses in between them is less, the intermodal dispersion in between them is less, and this is how I will be having the better bandwidth in comparison to the multi-mode step index fiber. So here I am concluding my session. I hope you understood each one of the things that I have discussed. If you have any doubt in any of the topic that I have discussed, you can put the doubt in the comment, and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also share it with your friends, and please give me your valuable feedback as well. Thank you so much.